pulled out.
The stories are hard. I was at the store. This is last or 2 weeks ago, and it's a Saturday night. You don't want to try a new story, but I thought I gotta push myself.
I'll feel it. If it feels right, I'll slide it in.
I started and I realized I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't just stop it. So I thought maybe if I keep plowing, they'll get on my side. And it was the wrong story to tell.
What was the story?
It's so awful, and it only makes me look horrible. And people are going, "Ooh,
wait,
what's
the story? What's the story?
I was at a. Now I'm going to tell it, but I'll cut this down. I was at a movie theater with my friend. I sat in a seat. This girl came up. She's like, "You're in my seat." And I was like, "Oh, sorry." And she looked familiar. I sat in front of her. My seat was directly in front of her. The movie broke, which never happens. I couldn't find my phone. I turned around, talked to her for a second. I get my phone. Then I get a text from her, and I don't know it's her. I don't have my glasses. I just see her name. And then there's so much to this story, but I'm trying to cut it down. So I turn to my friend and I go, "This is an awful." I brought this up to tell you I don't want to ever tell this story again.
Wait,
it bombed. Going. Not even bombed. It just people hated me.
So wait, let's slow it down. So you're in a movie theater.
Yeah.
You sit in the wrong seat. A girl comes in and goes, "Hey, you're sitting in my seat." You go, "Oh, sorry."
Yes.
So you move in front of her,
which was my assigned seat. Happened to be directly in front of her. There's no one else in this movie theater.
It's you and your friend and her and her friend behind you.
Her and her date seemed to be a date.
And so you realize your phone is missing. And you turn around.
So now she's hearing me talk, seeing me again, and she recognizes me.
Yeah.
I still didn't recognize her, but thought she looked familiar. So I get a text from a girl from Chicago. This is my mind. Oh, there's a girl in Chicago that I had sex with years ago. So I turn to my friend and I say,
"Oh, this is a great fucking story.
No,
this is great. I love this."
I didn't have my glasses, so I just saw her name. I couldn't read the actual text, but I'm like, this girl lives in Chicago. She just texted me. So I turn to my friend and I say, "Sorry, this girl that I fucked in Chicago just texted me. Movie's broken. It's dead silent."
And girl I just fucked in Chicago
years ago just texted me. Her asshole reeked.
Oh!
Wait, and then
this is awesome.
My friend, who's hard of hearing, said her asshole reeked. And then I go, "Yeah, can I borrow your glasses?" By the way, my glasses were in my pocket. All I did was take out my glasses. I didn't realize they were in my pocket.
This is such a great story.
And I put the glasses on. Let me read this text from this stinky asshole girl. And it says, "I'm sitting right behind you. All the blood left my body.
Oh.
I turned around." I mean, can you imagine the feeling?
This is a fucking amazing story. This is an amazing story.
It's not. It doesn't work on stage.
It does work on stage.
I mean,
it does work on stage. It does. You know what? I'm sweating. That's such a great fucking story.
Well, I told it wrong because everyone was just like, "You're an asshole."
And wait, what happened?
So there's so much more to this too, and I mean, I'll try to. It's so I turn around, and have the most awkward, like, hey, and I mean, she's 2 feet away from me. When you send someone a text, you're watching their reaction. I mean, she was, I'm sure, staring at me to see if I would light up. So we have this awful interaction, and I wanted to leave right away, but I couldn't because that would look even worse. If there's a chance she didn't hear me, or it just would have made it worse if I left. So I sat there and I felt like so small. And she's looking at the back of my head. So for 2 hours, I'm watching this movie in complete uncomfortable awfulness. It was so awful.
That is awesome.
And then, so the next day, I get a text from her, and I'm like, is it possible she didn't hear me? There's no way. My friend yelling, but she's texting me like everything's normal. And then I get a random picture from her, which I'll show you now. Oh my God. I don't think she would listen to this, right?
No.
No, he says.
There's no fucking way.
I mean, there is a way. All right, we can edit. Sorry, this is taking a minute.
No.
I want you to read
this is one of my favorite
picture.
stories I've ever heard.
I want you to read this. She sent me out of the blue. Okay, so just read this picture.
Oh my God. By the way, I don't have my glasses.
Out of the blue. Read the bottom of that bottle of juice. It's a picture of a bottle of juice.
I'm trying to get it bigger so I can see it. I can't. I don't have my glasses. Try to make it like open it bigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. Why not save it?
That is fucking. I love a good story. I love a good story.
All right. She sent me a picture of juice. Read the bottom line.
Poop enforcer. Creation. Alkaline water balances pH. Constipation, digestion, energy. Recommended for bowel cleansing. Is that what she is taking?
What does that mean? Does that mean she heard me?
She heard you and she goes, just so you know, this was I was drinking that night.
Oh,
this is to blame. It's the fucking.
That I'll end there, but that isn't even the end of the story.
Really? Wait, what happened after that?
It gets weirder. So, all right. I'm telling this whole story. I'm sorry.
No, this is. Are you kidding me? When you go, it did bombed. I'm like, okay. And I thought it was going to be just like I sat in your seat. I sat in your seat. Her asshole stank.
I think it's just people were horrified for her, which I am too. And I feel
all you need is a pivot at the beginning to get you out of trouble. Like a simple pivot.
What's a pivot?
Like I believe in pivots where you plant. Sometimes you can plant a little sapling at the beginning of a story that allows you to harvest it later. And when it comes to a pivot, you can plant a direction here so that when you get here and it gets uncomfortable, you're allowed to one word swivel it, and then they go, "Oh, I now feel for him." I'm trying to think of an example.
Oh, okay.
They feel for you in the moment.
Yeah.
Like all you need is a little pivot in the front of that.
Maybe like she was a bitch to me or something. She rejected me. Maybe
this girl. I got a text from this girl in Chicago. Oh my God. I was in love with her. She dumped me. That's like a pivot.
But then how does that square with the stinky asshole?
And then thank God she had a stinky asshole. And he's like, what? My friend started, what? I said she had a stinky asshole. That'd be great if she goes, I'm sorry, what did you say? I said you had a...
I said... So anyway, just to wrap this up, then she keeps texting me and she wants to watch Game of Thrones, with me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So she comes over and she wants pajama bottoms to be comfortable. And she just takes off her pants in front of me, full beaver, puts on these pajama pants I gave her. I'm like, oh, okay. And we've had sex before. It was like 5 years earlier or something. It was years early. And so we're just lying down watching, and then we both fall asleep. And so I just didn't want to wake her up. I just went to my bed. And then she came in and was snuggled up into me. And so I was like, I guess we're hooking up. I'm still, though, in that mindset of, did this person hear me? And uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I go to make out with her, and she stops me, and she goes, no. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, this is weird. Like, she got in my bed. We've had sex before. Why?
In front of me?
Yeah, why is she getting in my bed? So I sat there for a second. I was like, oh, I'm just curious. Are you not attracted to me anymore or something? And or I was like, do you have a boyfriend or something? I was trying to find out.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, just my body says no. And I was like, okay. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is just weird. And so then I was like, I swear to God, I won't be offended. I'm just curious. Are you just not attracted to me anymore? And she's like, no, my just body says no. And I was like, okay. So we go to sleep. And the next day, she's not leaving. It's like 1 p.m. And I finally had to pretend I was going somewhere. It was just so weird. And then she continued to text me pictures of food and stuff.
That's it?
That's the whole story.
But what? I'm confused. Why would she stay at your house? And
I don't know. It might have been revenge or something. Maybe it was like, I don't know.
That's so interesting. I don't know if I could be single. That makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable most of the time.